Once upon a time, a young cat named Snowy lived in a small, dimly lit house. Day after day, she tirelessly worked, sweeping and cleaning, under the watchful eye of her cruel stepmother. Snowy's stepmother, a cold and harsh cat, made her scrub the floors until her paws ached. No amount of work was ever enough for the unforgiving stepmother. As Snowy cleaned, her stepmother glared at her, pointing out more dust and dirt, scolding her for every minor detail. Snowy tried to rest, leaning against the wall for a moment, but her stepmother appeared, her face twisted in anger, ordering Snowy to get back to work. Trying to make her chores more bearable, Snowy hummed a small tune, but her stepmother quickly silenced her with a stern voice, leaving Snowy feeling defeated and alone. The stepmother demanded Snowy carry a heavy basket of laundry. Snowy struggled with its weight, but her stepmother simply watched, showing no kindness. That night, Snowy gazed out the window, longing for freedom. The moonlight illuminated her sad face, but her stepmother quickly shut the curtains, scolding her for wasting time. With a small voice, Snowy asked if she could rest for a while. Her stepmother scoffed and added more work to her list, leaving Snowy feeling even more defeated. As Snowy polished the floor, her stepmother lounged comfortably, watching her struggle with satisfaction. Snowy's fur was unkempt and her tiny paws were sore from hours of work. After a long day of labor, Snowy finally received a small plate of food. Sitting alone in the dark kitchen, she nibbled on her meager meal, sadness filling her eyes. Snowy tried her best to clean the windows, but each mistake brought more scolding from her stepmother. Her spirit felt crushed as she cleaned in silence. In a rare moment alone, Snowy caught a glimpse of her reflection, noticing how tired and worn out she looked. She sighed deeply, realizing how much her stepmother's demands had taken a toll on her. The next morning, Snowy carried heavy bags of trash out of the house. Her stepmother watched her struggle, only muttering about how Snowy wasn't working hard enough. While cleaning, Snowy noticed other cats outside, happily playing. Her heart ached as she watched them, quickly wiping away a tear when her stepmother called her back to work. Snowy carefully polished the stepmother's silverware, her paws trembling from exhaustion. But her stepmother still found fault, making her polish each piece again and again. In her chores, Snowy found a small, wilted flower. She smiled for a moment, but her stepmother saw it, snatched it away, and tossed it aside, crushing Snowy's only bit of joy. Snowy's gaze fell on a cozy bed in the corner, but her stepmother coldly reminded her that she only deserved to sleep on the hard floor. Heartbroken, Snowy obediently curled up on the cold, uncomfortable ground. Her stepmother watched enviously as other cats laughed and played in the street. She turned away, snapping at Snowy to stop daydreaming and continue with her chores. Snowy looked out the window, dreaming of a kinder world. Despite her exhaustion, a faint glimmer of hope remained in her eyes as she wished for an escape from her harsh life. Finally, Snowy curled up in a small corner, her eyes closing from sheer exhaustion. A single tear escaped as she whispered her longing for kindness and freedom. With that, the room faded to darkness, leaving Snowy's world cold and lonely.